Yeah, Allen Creek School, best selves, best work. We continue to live by that touchstone. This year, we're continuing to amplify, strengthen, foster two areas, professional learning communities and inclusivity. When we think about inclusivity, our PLCs, our professional learning communities, we, of course, believe thoroughly that together everyone achieves more, and that PLCs are not a thing, but they're everything we do. They're part of our culture. So it's really, my whole report really is through the model of PLC, and that's kind of how we live every day at Allen Creek School. The first kind of area this year, or one of the areas that we are continuing to foster and to strengthen and improve, is in our writing curriculum. This year we have a new writing curriculum that we've rolled out, and teachers at the beginning of the year were engaged in what we call a norming meeting. And basically what that is when teachers come together to assess student writing. A rubric guides them, their pathway, for their discussions, so they can come to a consensus to grade their pieces. And they do it several times, and it has been so far really positive. And what I did was I had a chance to kind of work with the teachers at school and kind of have discussions with them about how it's going. And they came up with some things, positive implications that they see that are happening so far, and that they can kind of see in the future, long term, how this would be a really great way to assess students' writing. First of all, they're responsible and they're looking at their own students' writing, and all students' writing at a certain grade level. After assessing, teachers, they find support in their lesson planning for writing instruction. By using the universal rubric, their consistency in scoring becomes established practice among a group of teachers, which is probably one of the most important implications here, where every classroom, every student is getting the same high-quality instruction, regardless of the classroom you're in or the teacher you have. It's reliable because there's more than one set of eyes on the whole conversation, and as they review the writing pieces. And teachers are, the biggest one too, teachers are empowered. And they're learning from each other, and they have meaningful conversations about teaching and learning and writing. And it's been really a great experience so far. And really, we want to ensure that instruction and assessment are connected. So we are kind of engaged in that now throughout the school year. It's new to some of the teachers, but we're taking our time. We're going step by step, but it so far has been very, very positive. So we're really pleased with how it's been really helping us in strengthening our PLCs and our culture. So the next kind of area that I want to focus on is inclusivity. Again, another area that is kind of a big umbrella piece that's just part of our culture. And we're continuing to, of course, celebrate all the places that our kids are from around the world. We have a big map at the front of our school, which identifies all the wonderful places that kids are from and all the languages they speak with our ELL kids. Specifically that come in. We're a magnet school for that, and it has made them feel, I didn't know the impact of that map and how important it would be as they came in, because sometimes when they come in and they first meet us, we don't know if they're speaking another language, if they don't speak any English, but you can certainly see that they're a little resistant, they're not quite sure, and that one icebreaker, for them to come in and we welcome them, and then for me to say, hey, look, where are you from? Look at where we're all from here at school. Put a star on where you're from, and that just made such an important impression on them, and they already, you could just them starting to feel like they belong and they feel welcome. So that's been really good. Our ACES program are focused on our traits, or 4 traits: accepting, cooperative, empathetic, and supportive. and our ACEs cards, where we're recognizing kids as they show us or display one of these traits in themselves or others, and they get an ACEs card. That continues to be really popular and really effective. Once they get a card, they also then get to put a heart stamp on their grade level ACEs board, which is always very popular, probably the most popular out of this whole the whole program. And the third area really is something that's been new this year, that's been probably, even for me, such an eye-opener. Although it's been there, it's been the greatest thing for inclusivity. And it's really the moment that we have gone from someone feeling welcome to that they truly belong. And that's with our libraries. Our libraries this year have begun a diversity audit to ensure that our libraries are full of many diverse books that celebrate diversity. And we had a presentation from our librarian to kind of show us not only the diverse books, but the very specific diverse books and why and when we would use those diverse books. So certainly in general diverse books, but also books that have characters doing everyday things. Also, in addition, we are, of course, highlighting this month with Black History Month and Martin Luther King, learning about our great leaders. And we have that, of course, highlighted in our library, in our classrooms. The kids around the building have been learning about Martin Luther King and doing lots of various projects about Martin Luther King. And the one question we asked all the kids was, if you had a dream, what would that be? And as I walked around the building and talked to kids, I got a lot of common themes and that I saw in their writing and verbally. They certainly talked about that their dream was to ensure that everyone was included, to ensure that laws were fair and equal, and that the biggest one was that they really to embrace love versus hate. And I thought those were so telling for our young kids who come to school every day with always loving and really never hating. So but they hear it and they see it and they recognize it, and so that's what they're doing really this month. And I really think it's a great, beautiful thing, and that they're learning that our differences make us stronger, and that we embrace our differences. And so that's been a very positive. It's been very positive in terms of the Black History Month and Martin Luther King. The other books that we talked about in terms of diverse books are what we call mirrors and windows. Books that we have that mirror our kids, and they can go into the library and they can find books that represent themselves, that they see themselves, that match their narrative. And then there's window books where they learn about others' narrative and how others' perspectives, and they can read those as well. Mirrors and windows. And finally, books that include own voices, and these are authors who write about their own experiences. And so, again, this has been a couple of things. It's given us an opportunity to really, for teachers, as they plan lessons, to really utilize the library and find books that they really can use at the moment, but also to start to build their own classroom library with these diverse books. So you can just pick a book, and in the moment the book that you need, and that everybody feels like they belong, and everyone's story is told. So that has been really positive this year, and we're continuing to do that, and we're excited to celebrate that. We are also continue to engage in many things, practices that Allen Creek has done for many, many years. Certainly Mentor Club that we are currently doing, where our high school students come over and they work with our younger students after school, and they help them out with whatever they might need. It might be their study skills, it might be just to have a big brother, a big sister, It could be for math, could be a lot of different things, but we're able to match mentors up with kids, and it is truly great community building, and again, very, very popular. And to see not only the high school kids come over, many of them are alumni and kids who were in the program as mentees and had mentors. So it's really very wonderful, actually, to watch, and it's supervised by teachers, and they really do get a lot out of it. They can't wait to go and be with their mentor, and their mentor ends up bringing them to the bus when it's time to leave. It's a great relationship, community building program that we have every year. So we're really pleased with that. We have our Friendly Club where kids, fifth graders, group of kids go and they spend time with the residents next door at the Friendly Home. Always great to see, especially those fifth grade boys who are always on the playground, playing football and, being rough and having a great time over at the Friendly Home, being so compassionate and caring with their residents. And it's really warming to see it. And many of them go after the Friendly Home. They go with their parents, on the weekend to go visit their resident. They make a really nice relationship. So that's always been a wonderful club, and it continues to be great. And we really continue to celebrate that. Safety Patrol, Student Council, giving kids a chance to be leaders in the school, to be models. That's, of course, continues to go well. And then student focus groups. I do a lot during the year, depending on what it is, because one of the things that we have always tried to do is embrace student voice. And so at any time throughout the year, for many reasons, either to make a decision or to talk out stuff, I will just grab some kids and groups of kids, and we will have a focus group about something. It could be problem solving. It could be some kind of, what we call morning meetings, but with a variety of different kids in the school to maybe talk about a school problem or to make a decision about what might be coming. So we continue to do that. And that, of course, is going very well. Cultural arts. This year we had a chance to work with Topher Holt, who is a singer-songwriter, storyteller. He came to us last year and did a presentation, and this year we're in partnership with him, with our music teacher. And what he has done is he has come in and done many workshops with different classes, and he worked specifically with the 4th and 5th grade on composition, in music and writing music, and he wrote in partnership with our ACEs and our qualities, our traits, a song. The kids composed it, and then the kids performed it at a presentation this past Friday, a song called Including You, and the kids did all of it. They did an amazing job with all different instruments and performed that song. And it was just a great school event that really celebrated our message about best selves, best work, and that we aced it. So this year we had a chance to really kind of learn our message through music, and that has been so great for kids. Excellent. The other piece is communication with parents. So during the year, we put out the AC View, which is a newspaper about celebrating about what's happening in the school. We do that about 3 times a year. The next thing we do is, in between that, we have this year flyers that go home about each trait. And, for example, accepting or cooperative. One is going to go out about cooperating. And what that is, and what that has, is a flyer that defines the trait. It identifies and describes a book that I've picked, and we talk about a book that I've picked about that trait. It lists classroom lessons that are fostering that trait, and that what we're doing in class. And then we also have family read-aloud suggestions for families. So it's just a direct connection from what we're doing in school into the home, and that's been really popular and helpful for that kind of homeschool connection. So that has worked very well. So one of the new things we did this year also was that we partnered with the Spiegel Center in Pittsford Rec and the residents there, the seniors there, for a Pen Pal Club. And they actually reached out to us, and we went and we were able to match up 17 kids with 17 seniors for a pen pal club. And I'm telling you, it has been the greatest experience. Kids were so excited, and so the kids first wrote a letter to them. They finally wrote a letter back, and I brought them in when they got the letters, I brought them in the multipurpose room, and we had a little lunchtime together, and I was ready to hand out their letters. They were so excited to get those letters. It has been the greatest community builder. So what I wanted to show you here is their reaction, and they each kind of shared something about their pen pal. They are going to write back to them, and then we're going to have a culminating activity together. They have invited us to go there and maybe have like a lunch. And I know they mentioned ice cream too, but so they know how to sell it, right? So to come over to the rec center and meet with them, and it's been really, really great. So I just wanted to show you a little bit about what are the things they're learning about.
My pen pal said that we share a common interest in reading mysteries.
She likes cats too.
My pen pal dates the jitterbug in high school.
My pen pal has a dog.
My pen pal played soccer.
My pen pal has 3 great children.
My pen pal traveled to lots of places.
My pen pal loves to read.
My pen pal's favorite ice cream flavor is vanilla bean at the Pittsburgh Dairy.
My pen pal graduated in 1949.
My pen pal used to live in Las Vegas.
My pen pal was a music teacher.
My pen pal loves to travel.
We love our pen pal!
So that's our kids, and they're, I know you always like to see the kids, it's so important. And they are really excited about sending their next letters and, of course, meeting with them and getting to know them. So we're excited about that. So I have one more. Now I'm going to have an encore. This is where I have a little bit of an encore and talk a little bit about, this is kind of a teaser. So as you know, in the near future, our new science standards are coming out. Currently, some of our classrooms around the district are piloting these different units. So I had a chance, one of our first grade classrooms is piloting the unit, and they came to me to kind of show me some of their learning, and they wanted me to kind of guess what it is they were learning about. And so this is what happened when they came to me and into my office, and to show me what they've been learning in science. I love that. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if you can guess, but it's really, they've been learning about sound and light. And so one of the great things is they were able to kind of tell me all about the sound and how they made the kazoos, and that it's through vibration, and they did learn the science of it while they were having some fun. So that was my kind of encore. They're doing a great job. So that's something that we'll be seeing in the future a lot more of, and we're excited about that. So did I go? How was my time?
You did well.
Good. Okay, any questions, comments?
Does anyone have any questions? Pete? No? Okay.
Is there any opportunity for teachers to do vertical planning with their rubrics, getting kids ready for the next grade level? Or are they just doing it per grade level?
Well, we actually, right now, they're doing it with their grade level, but we have done that with our PLCs. We've been working a lot on vertical alignment, and we have been in the past couple of years doing vertical alignment in writing, and that has been very helpful. I have to say, for at least in my building, they just mentioned that about vertical alignment, how great it would be even to use this norming process with another grade level. So yes, it's happening, and it certainly could continue to happen vertically. Yeah.
Anyone else? Mike, thank you so much. We appreciate how thorough your presentation was, and that was always great to see the kids, so thank you for including that.
Thank you.
And Mike,
Good
I
night.
would just say that if all the breakfast, we didn't leave there till 9:30 in the morning. So your staff had nothing but amazing things to say about the building. The tour was spectacular. Listening to the teachers' excitement about the work that they're doing in your building is phenomenal. Seeing the student work that's displayed on the walls, 20% of the walls, is phenomenal. And watching the writing that's taking place, but the enthusiasm, the passion, hearing about how you like to sing show tunes when you're walking down the hall, and talking about the cleanliness in the bathrooms over the PA system.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
find out a ton at these breakfasts. So, so thank you for all you do for Allen Creek.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike.